Disney has been the biggest kid on the block when it comes to cable channels for quite some time, ever since ESPN got the exclusive rights to NCAA sports. Now, ESPN is essentially part of every cable package, and DirecTV says, no, we don't want to buy everything for every customer because we've got 60% of customers who have zero interest in subsidizing ESPN. As part of contract disputes, Disney has made all of those channels go dark on DirecTV, angering all of the people who tune in for their favorite ESPN, ABC, FX, and Disney shows. DirecTV says that Disney isn't playing ball, and Disney is now saying that someone is not telling the truth. Let's talk about who here on That Park Place. Disney is still dark on a lot of DirecTV. 11 million customers are not able to get anything from their cable subscriptions. If they want to watch ESPN, if they want to watch, well, I guess I could say Disney Channel for the example, but nobody's watching Disney Channel these days. It's pretty much ESPN is dark over there on DirecTV right now. And Disney is mudslinging here to try to make it look like it's DirecTV's fault. By the way, DirecTV offered a bunch of their customers $20 for this month off of their cable bill to say sorry for the inconvenience. Disney says it offered DirecTV genre-based bundles in a carriage dispute. They have a positioned, skinny genre-based bundles as a priority for its customers. DirecTV has this by Caitlin Houston out there from The Hollywood Reporter. Disney is striking back at DirecTV following the satellite TV provider's call with media and analysts Tuesday, in which the company outlined its position in the carriage dispute. As a result of the dispute, many of Disney's channels, including ABC and ESPN, went dark for millions of DirecTV customers on September 1st, amid the U.S. Open and ahead of the NFL season. DirecTV CFO Ray Carpenter said Tuesday that the company is asking for more flexible options for its customers, including skinny genre-based packages where customers can choose the kind of content they want to pay for, bundled around genres including news, family, and sports, with different price tiers attached to those options. During the call, Carpenter suggested Disney had been resistant to the idea. I don't think
he wants people to pay for everything that they offer.
Exactly. They want to charge everybody for everything, because we all know that only 30% of customers actually watch ESPN, but everybody has to pay for it, right?
Oh yeah, it's like Gibson, the guitar company, a few years ago. If you were an outlet for Gibson, right, you'd have to buy all this product from them and be foisted on this and try to foist them onto your consumers. Now, obviously, nobody wants to actually do that. So yeah, I can kind of see how the Disney company wouldn't be necessarily interested in that. So I agree with DirecTV's perception of the whole situation right here. Isn't it interesting how some tough negotiation tactics like shutting them down right before a big college football game really kind of gets them focused and maybe opens them up to ideas such as this?
Yeah.
Especially when they've just been surpassed by YouTube as well, right?
That's very true, because for those of you who hadn't followed that story over on the WDW Pro channel, Nielsen came out with a metric that heavily favored Disney and put Disney as 11-something% of all viewing. And they stayed at the top for about 2 months. And then YouTube overtook them this month. YouTube, who doesn't even pay to make their own content, overtook Disney, who owns most of the channels that people are supposedly watching. So
they had that like YouTube, because that's where Cobra Kai was, right? They used to make some original content, and then they basically canceled all that.
That's true. Cobra Kai is pretty much the only thing that is successful that came out of that initiative. So Dana Walden
was only successful when it went to Netflix, though, right?
Right. I watched it on YouTube Red back in the day, and I tried to watch some of the other stuff that would have been heavily favored on YouTube, like the Rhett and Link show, whatever that was called. I think it was called like Buddy System or something like that. And that is not what people showed up for. So Disney has responded through Dana Walden and Alan Bergman. Let's see. Is Jimmy Pitaro in here and they didn't mention him?
Yep. He's there.
Ooh, okay.
And Jimmy Pitaro.
There we go.
Do they spell his name right? That's the thing.
Yeah, they didn't call him Jimmy Potato like they did over at Deadline the other day. They said that was not the case. DirecTV continues to misrepresent the facts around our ongoing negotiations. Our priority is to reach a marketplace deal that serves the needs of DirecTV and their customers while also recognizing the value of our top quality content and the significant investment required to create and acquire it. We believe there is a path to a fair and flexible agreement that strikes this critical balance and works for all sides, especially the consumer. The statement reads, Disney has offered a number of bespoke packages to DirecTV, according to a Disney spokesperson, including a sports-centric offering with ESPN and ABC, an entertainment-based option with linear offerings that are paired with Disney's direct-to-consumer subscription services. The spokesperson added that the rates proposed by Disney are in line with other distribution providers in the marketplace, and that Disney also offered options to connect the DirecTV platforms to Disney's streaming services. You know, some of you might be surprised that I'm going to come out in this position here, but I don't believe Disney. I think they might be saying things that are technically true, but I think they're probably hiding the ball here.
Yeah, I think they were trying to play hardball initially.
There are some other facts that are into this, and some other statements by the Walt Disney Company that I think are very crucial to this at the moment. Bob Iger and Jimmy Pitaro and others have said that they're trying to position ESPN Flagship, which is the name of the streaming service that they're going to be coming out with in the next year or so for ESPN. They want that to be the same price that they charge to cable companies. Also, Venu Sports, which just got blocked by an injunction in a New York court because
that was the Warner Brothers. That was like the package deal. With
yes, that was the JV between Warner Brothers Discovery, Disney, ESPN, ABC, and Fox Sports.
Venu.
Yes, that was going to be priced at the introductory rate of $43 a month and didn't have any exclusive content on it. And that was, I mean, just think about the astronomical price of that right there. There were a whole lot of weird shenanigans going on with that one. Vash, go ahead.
I was going to say, lock it in for 12 months, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So it was crazy what they were trying to do. Yeah, there was a lot of shenanigans associated with that. And it looks like the courts recognize that because that's why they put that temporary injunction in place.
Right. And I'm just going to say $43 a month for Venu Sports. You know that Disney values ESPN higher than they value whatever they were going to be putting on ESPN Sports. They want something. Bob Chapek, when he did an interview with CNBC, and Bob Chapek is still under some kind of contract or some kind of agreements with the Walt Disney Company at this point. His income is still tied to the Disney stock price on some level. So he's not going to go out there and say anything that damages Disney at this moment. He said that when they were doing their examinations on ESPN, there was 1/3 of customers that don't ever watch ESPN, so they're out. And then there are 1/3 of customers that would not pay to watch ESPN at the price point. So they're looking at ESPN being 30% of what they previously, 30% of the customer base. Therefore, they need to charge at least 3 times what they were making off of ESPN. And we know from some cases that it was as high as $10 a month of every single cable package that was going directly just to ESPN channels. Factoring in for inflation, bottom of that is $30 a month. So I'm thinking that they probably offered this quote unquote skinny bundle with just ESPN and ABC, minimum $30 to $40 or $50 a month. That is a very large amount that I don't think that DirecTV is ready to say, yes, we will offer a $50 a month add-on for ESPN customers for our streaming service here. We can all disagree on the numbers, but I think the $30 to $50 range that they would probably be charging for ESPN here is most likely what's being left out of these two statements here. That DirecTV says, we want our bundles, and Disney says, well, we offered you a bundle. What was wrong with it? I think they're crazy at this point. I think that they're trying to push themselves out of this space and go very much to that direct-to-consumer streaming space. Anybody have any thoughts on this?
It seems to be that's what they would want to do anyways, right? They would rather have people pay them rather than have people pay DirecTV or AT&T and then have AT&T pay them, right? Sort of looks like.
I totally agree. And Iger has said as much. Iger agrees with you John. Here, he said they want to own the customer, which is the thing they've never been able to do when they get people through cable subscriptions, because someone else holds the key to the customers at that point. They've talked about services like Disney Prime or whatever you want to call it. Their
strategy worked out really well with Disney Plus, right?
Exactly. Disney Plus, which is definitely not profitable, no matter what their financial statements try to say to you.
How much were they selling those Marvel movies to Netflix? And just was like, yeah, we're just gonna say no to that revenue. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Instead, they can put them all on Disney Plus, where numbers are flagging in other countries and just barely squeaking by in the United States. So this statement here, which is not a quote, this is Hollywood Reporter saying Disney has offered a number of bespoke packages to DirecTV, according to a Disney spokesperson, including a sports-centric offering and an entertainment one with Disney's DTC subscription services. Right now, those services are ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. Disney Plus would be benefited at this point by having that slapped onto any of these at this point, because they need the subscriber numbers more than they need the income.
It's just going to hurt your what is it?
Do they need
there?
Yeah, is the subscriber count still relevant, or have investors kind of woken up to that and been like,
I don't think they've fully woken up to that at this point.
Show me the money.
Right. Well, I don't think the money is there when the numbers are so low. I think they said they made 19 million in the last quarter, and that's after adding some very suspicious movement on ESPN Plus.
Well, and we still haven't seen the incorporation of those subscribers from the Spectrum Charter deal, and I think that's the bigger story here. I think
no,
Disney,
we have. They've already added them in.
Oh,
and
have
they're
they?
Still at this point.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, so I think this is what this whole thing was about. I think it was really trying to stem the tide from Disney's perspective from giving away the farm like they did. I mean, they were outmaneuvering that Charter Spectrum deal. There's no question about that. I think they were looking to prevent that this time around, and now you're hearing, oh, they're coming to the table with stuff and looking to into bespoke packages and so forth. I think that's a new development because these services like DirecTV are fighting for their lives here, and they're going to stop at nothing in order to get what they can get from the Walt Disney Company at this point.
Totally agree.
I think we have to. DirecTV probably sees Disney as a direct competitor now as well, right? They're not a partner anymore.
Ooh,
they're actively competing against them, because we were just talking about that. Iger wants they created Disney Plus. They're doing ESPN Plus. They're doing they're trying to do this deal with Warner Brothers Discovery and Fox. I mean, they're actively trying to take customers away from DirecTV. So, I mean, I think there's probably a lot of animosity in that negotiation table there after what used to be probably a good partner business relationship has now turned into a very probably tensious one.
And we know the Venu stuff had a lot of people irritated in this space. Like a lot of people had sports leagues with opinions and so forth. Direct competitors to Disney, also to the cable providers there. So yeah, I think there's really something to be said about that, John. I think they are kind of upset about how this relationship has gone so far. Also to DirecTV, part of that what is it? That big were they part of that Sunday NFL Sunday ticket lawsuit?
I hadn't heard about the NFL Sunday ticket lawsuit. No, Fubo was part of the Venu lawsuit.
Right.
Yeah,
but anyway, they just lost their big Sunday ticket contract with from YouTube. So yeah, they're on their heels.
Right.
At this point.
I'm also going to point out that Charter right now, who just took Disney's feet to the fire and got them to agree to give Disney Plus to subscribers for free. The CFO is saying it's too early to tell whether or not that's actually going to help them. Maybe they thought Disney Plus was actually a marketable product at this point, and I hate to say that may not work out for them.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.